Welcome to Spawn Respawn, a weekly podcast dedicated to gaming news, culture, and nostalgia. I'm Dylan Smith, and I'm joined by Kat Gerritsen,
Heyo.
Elliot Porter,
Yo, what's going on?
and Mitch Barnsley.
Hey.
And on this very special episode, we're giving you our hot take on E3 2019. And to get the ball rolling, we're going to go through our top 5 games shown over the past few days. We're going to go through from 5 to 1, starting with you, Kat. What was your number 5?
My number 5 may or may not be known by all of you. Skatebird.
Oh, yeah.
Skatebird, shown
looks-
in the Kind of Funny Games showcase, is a game about a bird on a tech deck, and that's it.
Is he ripping it up or what?
He's shredding it. It's a game about doing your best, says the trailer.
Yes. Oh, that's encouraging.
It's super cute, and the music in the trailer was awesome. It's the exact type of music that you know I like, Dylan, where they have like just like a sample for something completely separate. So this sample was about a heron eating fish, and they just made the song around it, and I loved it.
I hadn't seen it until you put the gameplay on just before, and it looked really impressive. It obviously has the vibes of Tony Hawk.
Exactly, right?
That's like the premier bloody skateboarding game. But I was like, he's like, the little bird flaps his wings every time you jump or get some air. I was like, that's pretty cool.
That was the cutest thing ever. Also, how did they not turn it into some Tony Hawk pun?
Yeah.
I'm sure there'll be a character in there that like
Well,
you can select that is Tony Hawk, because they have the different birds. There's like a sparrow and a little
Right.
raven
It
and
looks
stuff.
so
Because
cool.
isn't Tony Hawk's skate brand, isn't it called Birdhouse?
It is actually.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
true.
there you go. But
I guess
love
they
it.
have to be a little careful.
And in the trailer, like that little, is it like a little robin or a little bird there? It's got a
Yeah.
little fireman helmet on. That's
You
so
want that?
cute.
It's so
It's
cool.
super cute, and like you see a bunch of different birds, so I assume there's going to be some sort of character customization, because they show off like a cowboy hat and that other stuff as well. So I'm excited. It's just a little one, but it really tickled my pickle.
Awesome. No, thanks for sharing that. Well, I guess I'll go next, and my number 5 is Final Fantasy VII.
Oh, yes.
To be honest, like I know that we did our review of the Square Enix conference, and I was like, maybe not. But then I actually really sat down and watched the extended trailer and the demo and whatnot.
Yeah.
How wrong was I? Because it looks incredible. I mean, the mixture of the modern combat and the old school classic style of starting off by mashing X to do light and heavy attacks, and then you can slow down and go into tactical mode.
ATB.
I love it.
Yeah, and select all your different special attacks and whatnot. I thought that boss battle looked absolutely nuts, considering it just keeps getting progressively more. The room that you're in just gets more destroyed and whatnot, and there's fire everywhere. It just looks crazy. I was never been so glad to be wrong before in my life.
Yeah. That section of the game and the boss battle and stuff was apparently playable on the show floor, and people were just raving about how good it was.
It looked really good. Like, it looks fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can tell that they've spent a lot of time on this.
Yes.
There's no smooth looking faces there. I mean, they got some texture.
They got
you would-
pores, baby.
You would hope so, being that they first showed it at what, like 2015?
Yeah,
E3?
ages ago.
So,
Man.
but
Yonkies.
when you look at like side by sides of when they first showed it and now, and because it has changed from some other developer and now Square Enix like proper, man, it just looks remarkably better. I was saying in the Square conference review, like I haven't played any Final Fantasies, but this really made me want to go and play 7 now, like the original.
Yeah.
And like, so when this comes out, I can really enjoy it, because I feel like if I don't know the story, I maybe won't enjoy it as much as
I
knowing
haven't
it.
played 7, and I'm the opposite. I really want to play this without playing 7.
Yeah,
Because I've played a lot of the really, really old ones when I was really young, to the point that I've completely forgotten about them. And then I've played all the newer ones as well.
Yeah.
From like 12 onwards, not counting 14.
Yeah.
So I'm super hype.
No, that's
Super
fair.
hype.
I have no intention of playing the original one, because I think I'd go in with the best intentions and it would end up being like hella janky for me.
Yep.
But also, I've played the hell out of Resident Evil 2, and then the remake came out. You did not have to play the original to play the remake.
No,
you know
sure,
what I mean?
but I'd like that feeling of like being like, oh, this part is this in the new
Yeah.
game. I
You
think
want to
that'd be
be
cool.
a part of that.
Yeah, yeah.
Nothing wrong with that for you, but me personally, I'm probably just going to play the new one. But that's cool, man. What was your number 5, Elliot?
My number 5 is Minecraft Dungeons.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I just thought this looked like so much fun. It was cool that, like, I really like, what's it called?
Minecraft?
No. Shit, the game that it looks exactly like that.
Diablo?
Diablo 3, thank you. I really like Diablo 3.
Yeah.
But this just looks like a really fun take on the ARPG genre. Just really cool customization, all the different armors. Because, like, in Minecraft proper, like, there are so many skins and there's so much you can do and, like, so many weapons and stuff. And it looks like this would just be expanded upon and super fun and obviously no building and stuff, which... Like, in the Minecraft world, that's awesome. I think there'd be loads of fun. Like we were saying, like, heaps of enemies on screen. It just looks like so much good couch co-op fun to have your mates over and have 4 players, like, smashing this out. It would be, ridiculously fun.
I'm very much looking forward to sitting
Same.
down with you, Elliot, and probably everyone here in this room.
I'd love to play if
Having
you'd
a
invite me.
case of beer, sitting down and just smashing that out for a night. Wouldn't
Hell
that be a
yeah.
lot of fun?
I've been talking about this game outside of the podcast to a few people, and the one concern that I've heard multiple people say is that Minecraft has such a small variety of enemies in it. I mean, it's not by any means really small. There's all different spider types and wolves and, you know, skeletons and zombies and stuff, but that's all you really see in the trailer. Apart from the giant Minotaur boss.
And
wondering how, like, what extra things they're going to pop in or how, like, condensed and close to the original Minecraft it'll be.
For sure,
Yeah,
I feel that as well. I think, like, there are weirder enemy types like the Endermen and the rock golems and stuff. But, yeah, hopefully they really, like, blow it out so there's
was
tons
a lot,
of
yeah.
different
There were
ones.
some
Yeah,
axe wielding guys in that trailer.
There was some what, sorry?
There were some axe wielding guys in that trailer. I've never seen them before in Minecraft.
Yeah, for sure.
But then again, I haven't played Minecraft since high school.
Exactly.
So,
I haven't
Then
played
again,
it in a long
I don't know
time,
if they're there
so
or not. But
I don't know how, you know, unfounded this concern may or may not be, but it looks fun either way.
And that shit's going to be on Game Pass, so bring it on. I'm
Looking
looking
forward to
all over
finding
it.
out. But
100%.
Hell
Mitch,
yeah.
what was your number 5?
My number 5 was Gears 5.
Nice.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Gears 5. So I didn't play the one before.
Gears 4.
Gears 4. Yeah. I thought I didn't really have to. I didn't think I had to say it just because I thought that might have been. But look, purely because I was kind of like, oh yeah, you know, I saw like the gameplay trailers and I saw the trailers for it and everything like that, and I was kind of like, oh, okay. I don't know. I feel like after number 3 when we finally took out the Horde and we took out the land bit and everything like that, I was like, put my controller down. I was like, I fought the good fight. I'm done now. I don't need to do anything more. That's it. I'm done. I mean, I played Judgment, to be fair. That was because I wanted to kind of see, you know, Baird's kind of intro to everything. But no, when I saw this and saw like the gameplay for Escape and everything like that, I was kind of like, you know what? Yeah. I'm ready to pick up that lance and get right back into it. I'm gonna start chopping some boys in half. Let's do it.
Cool.
And I think from last year's gameplay that they showed, well, cinematic and gameplay kind of mix, it looks like it's going to be like a huge world to explore. Like, I don't know if it's going to be open world so much, but it will be massive.
That would be whack.
You got that like sled, like that you can like fly, like, well, skate
across
around.
the
around
ice fields.
yeah.
I've seen seen that a bit. Yeah,
Yeah, it
it's
looks really
sick.
cool.
I've yet to see the gameplay. I've only seen the trailers, but that's crazy.
Yeah, and
Well, that
that's-
sled thing's in number 4.
oh, is it?
So
Okay.
if you want to see it,
Yeah.
you just go back and watch those games.
Cool.
Yeah.
The conference for Gears was awesome though when they opened up the freaking
stage?
stage and went
Yes.
inside. Oh my god.
That was a huge
cool.
dick moment right there.
It was really cool.
I've never been like impressed by the cinematography of a conference before.
Yeah,
you know what I
totally.
mean? I was like, how did they pull that shit off? I was like, wait, is this the trailer? Is this just like animated? And I was like, that's the stage.
Yeah.
Oh my god! I fully expected like something to just rise out from the stage, and I was like, "That's pretty cool."
So did I.
But for it to actually go inside, I was like, "Woo."
That is so cool. I would love to see like it from the audience's perspective, like someone filming it to see like the
See the
camera
tripod
dolly.
just slime in.
the huge like camera crane arm or whatever it is, like going to the stage. It'd be sick. But yeah, cool.
The multiplayer that they announced inside the stage as well looked really interesting too.
Yeah.
In the pro wrestlers that were in there,
Yeah.
absolute meatheads. But anyway,
And I was listening to some interview with the creative director from the Coalition. He was saying like there's essentially 5 game modes. So like single player, well, not single player, so campaign, multiplayer, a new game mode called Arcade, which I'm not sure what it is, Escape, and then Horde. So they're like going full into Horde. I don't think Horde was... It was in 4, but not at release. And Horde is definitely the best. Yeah.
Horde is one
definitely.
of the best parts of the multiplayer. Absolutely.
Some of my favorite like gaming moments have been playing Horde because that is just a hectic.
Number 3 was
Absolutely.
like the peak of their fucking like Horde. Like the level of design and obviously like, because in number 2, you kind of just like, you got into like choke points and you just held them as best as you can. But number 3, you set up turrets, defenses,
so
and all that shit, like massive ass turrets, and Brumok started showing up and shit like that.
Yeah, the bosses like wave 50 in Horde is the most intense fucking gameplay
so
ever.
Good. And
I just want to live in a share house with all of you so we can play these games.
right.
Couch co-op.
And obviously that you got to play as the Horde. I loved it when you finally got to the moment where you're all like berserkers. You're just like screaming. You're like rushing across the field. You're just slashing into all these Onyx guards. And you're ripping them.
Oh, man. Oh, all right. Well, Caddy, what would be your number 4?
My number 4 is, again, not something that you guys are probably all over the top of, but it is... Look, I just know the type of games that you guys are interested in. You specifically, Dylan, you're not
great.
an indie type of guy.
I'm
but
not an indie guy.
my number 4 was Unexplored 2.
You're right. I have no
I don't
idea what
even-
the you're talking
Yeah.
about.
Actually, yeah, I'm 100% like...
Was this on the PC gaming show?
Yes. Maybe. Not sure.
Because I
Cannot
haven't
confirm.
seen this.
I've taken in so much information over the past few days. I don't remember where I saw it, but I was like, hell yes. You're just like, it's kind of like top down, really cute. You go around and explore. And I honestly, there's an unexplored 1, obviously, given that this is number 2, and I've heard it is criminally like underrated.
Yeah, wow.
Right.
So it has a few themes from games that I've played before that really excite me. Like you can just travel wherever you want straight from the start and you can do different journeys each time. Looks kind of hard and it also looks really beautiful. And I'm into that awesome like aesthetic and really cool things like those giant hands sticking out of the sand. And then at the end, he's like running around on the water and there's this giant statue face under the water that he activates and turns on. And I'm all about that sort of stuff. It looks really cool. And I'm
So it's like a cell shaded art style, is that right? Like,
yeah.
that looks great.
And it's like it just looks cute. I'm not quite sure what's happening, but that intrigues me. And the architecture design and all that sort of art style is right up my alley. So I'm excited for it.
Who's that developed by? Do you know?
Big Sugar.
What have they done?
That's an amazing name.
Big Sugar.
Unexplored
Big
2,
sugar.
The Wayfarer's Legacy. Very cool.
Do you know what else they've worked on?
They had a couple of things announced this E3, but I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. I'm sorry.
No, cool. Well, there you go. Missed
Very
that one
nice.
entirely.
Yeah.
Look,
You were
trying
so
to...
right. Even though you prefaced it and we were like, oh, give us some credit.
Nah, we know
Come
what
on,
it
man.
is.
I'm
And
going
then
to
we're
tell
like,
you.
Go.
I'm going to get you back.
Oh, no. Well, my number 4 came from the Devolver Digital conference, which was insane in its own right.
Yeah.
But my number 4 is Carry On, the reverse horror game from, I want to say Devolver, but I don't know who actually developed it.
I actually can't.
Phobia Game
Phobia,
Studio.
right.
And Devolver
It
Digital.
looks wild, right? That like just creepy pixel graphics.
Yeah, and the thing is that like it's not the first time that a reverse horror game has been made, or at least
No.
a game in which you play as the monster. The first thing that comes to mind is Evolve. That's
Yeah.
That was cool.
asymmetric one. See, it may have been cool to play, but it was pretty much a flop in every regard.
Yeah,
no
100%.
one liked it.
No.
As in, like no one loved it. I mean, it didn't sell very well. People. There was a small community. People enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But I mean, like commercially, you don't hear people still talking about, oh, we're playing Evolve tonight.
It was
you know
also
what I mean?
a very early version of the asymmetric style.
Yeah,
so
kind of birthed it.
Yeah, so it had
Oh, I mean,
easily-
in the AAA sense, but
Yeah.
definitely not in the indie sense. There are heaps of mods that
Oh,
were
yeah.
around way before
Oh,
Evolve
okay.
that had asymmetric
Yeah.
multiplayer.
yeah. It's just I think it was easy to see that they would have troubles with it, bringing
Yeah.
it to a AAA.
Plus-
And also, this
platform.
isn't a multiplayer game. This is a single player game
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
which you play as it. So they are fundamentally different as games. However, what attracts me to this is the art style. Because, of
Yeah.
course, just like Katana Zero and just like Hotline Miami with that beautiful pixel style,
Yeah.
it looks viscerally violent and disgusting, and I can't wait.
Yeah,
to get
Literally
amongst
just
it.
hearing all the humans
Yeah,
screaming for
screaming.
their lives. You're just like ripping them apart. Blood goes everywhere, and I'm sort of like, man, I am sick in the head.
Because it's like you're a monster in a lab sort of thing, right? And you're like
Yeah.
breaking out of the lab, like escaping confinement and growing. Like
Yeah,
it's
it looks
kinda
like
the
you're
Blob.
growing, more and more as you maybe
Consume.
consume more people.
Yeah, and we're looking at the gameplay now, and there is blood everywhere. And what's interesting is the way that the camera moves to follow the monster as well. You can see the screen shake as it happens. But man,
I'm
it's
excited
very
for
cool.
it.
The
Yeah, there were
graphics.
other parts as well that I saw that potentially it looked like you were leaving part of yourself behind as you move. So maybe a part of the gameplay could be that you're
Like that?
strategically trying to get around the level without breaking yourself down too much. But I
wow.
honestly don't know. That's what I thought it looked like.
Now,
But
this is an indie game that I'm going to get day one because it looks brilliant.
Oh,
And it's Devolver, so it's probably cheap as and probably amazing
Yeah.
too. So
Can't wait
yeah.
to see their bootleg version.
yeah,
of
maybe
this.
yeah,
holy shit.
get a bootleg.
They're
And he's
so
actually nice and
self-aware.
friendly. He's like giving out flowers to everyone. Here you go.
Nice. So, Elliot, what was your number 4?
All right, my number 4 is Watch Dogs Legion.
Cool.
Ooh.
Yes, this game is very ambitious, and I guess we'll see how far it goes with the character archetypes and how many different people like types of people there really are in this world. Because obviously you can
All
play
of
as
them
anybody.
are unique storylines, fully voiced. Elliot.
Well, in an interview
what
I
they said.
watched, apparently there's 20 different kind of character archetypes. That doesn't mean there's only 20 voice actors.
Like hacker.
20 per-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brawler or
Yeah.
like
Thank you.
Grandma.
That's the exact one I was thinking.
Grandma.
Yeah.
XMI5.
And
Yeah.
and 20, that's a fair few, like punk rockers and like
Hipsters.
I think they showed cops and stuff in the trailer as well.
Yeah.
But I just think this looks great, and it's such a cool premise that's really, as far as I know, never been done, especially in a AAA game. And just the ability to go out and find the people maybe that you specifically want to recruit, which may be completely different to anyone else, that is playing the game. I think that's
I'm going to
awesome.
recruit
the one.
only old ladies and little babies.
Yeah, true. Little babies. The one game that I would say has that gameplay element would be Metal Gear Solid 5, where you go and actually fault and
yeah.
extract people, and then
Sure.
you can then actually play as those people. Anyway, it's different, right?
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
different. Point being with Legion, though, I was also watching some interviews, and they said it was interesting because they had to explore what makes people individuals. Because it's not
Yeah.
about building one character and building their arc and building who they know. It's about literally having every single person having different relationships and different ways that they interact with each other, and more importantly, having different unique elements of themselves.
Yeah.
Which I thought was cool in terms of character development in video games. So
And another thing that I think is maybe not explored at all in the gameplay reveal is like consequences of your actions. So apparently, so
with the
if you
permadeath and all that sort of
well,
stuff.
not even that. If you say send someone to hospital, you can go to that hospital and then like either get them killed by like hacking in and like I don't know.
Give them a little too
doing
much.
something bad.
Yeah, like giving them too many drugs or something like that. But if you say put them up the priority list, they'll get out of hospital sooner. And then apparently, like characters will even remark that like you put them in hospital. Why are you getting them out first? And so it's like kind of that depth of like consequence. Yeah,
Is there the depth of I put that dude up on the priority list? The person who got pushed down died because of that? Because that could be some pretty bad
Potentially.
consequences.
Potentially, yeah.
In that same thing, I think we might have seen the same thing where they mentioned like if you kill someone randomly, like that very well, they could have their friends and family, looking for you because you killed their, their significant other.
You can never recruit them because you killed their boyfriend.
But as well as the fact that since there are so many people you're trying to recruit to become part of DedSec, well, they're not all going to get along. So
Yes,
it's like you might
yeah.
actually do a mission for someone who's a part of DedSec who you've recruited, and they might be diametrically opposed to another person. So helping them will in turn have the original person hate you a little bit more because you've helped that person. So that means you've got to work even harder to go through and try to, even the odds.
That's
They
really
describe it as a
cool.
balancing act, which I'm like, sounds good on paper. I've heard plenty of friggin' promises from Ubisoft before.
Yes.
And I'm like, I can't wait to see how this is bullshit when I actually play the
It
game.
sounds really hard as well. Like, not only in the sense of like creating that for someone to play, but actually playing it and being like, oh, this is the path I want to take, accidentally helping someone who hates someone else and then like
Yeah.
causing a huge shithole in your story. Like,
Yeah, well, apparently there's like 5 main storylines kind of thing in the whole game, which is impressive on its own.
Right.
But I don't know how that's going to work with like what characters you choose to take part in that story. So yeah, it'd be really exciting to see, I think.
I want to see the extent of the consequences because me, like most people, probably go absolutely psycho when you play open world games like this or Grand Theft Auto
Start
and just
running people.
murdering a bunch of people for no reason.
Dylan.
Damn.
We all do.
We all do it. Don't deny it.
Yeah, no.
I want to see if people are
no.
actually going to be like, you mother.
I honestly, every time I play a game and I go into it, I'm like, I'm going to do a bad playthrough. And then I'm like, would you like this flower? Like, I can't do it. I can't be the bad guy.
Actually, yeah,
You
no.
can watch
I,
us be the bad guy.
Okay.
I'll be honest. I literally was playing Assassin's Creed Remastered the other day, and I literally was just like, before I even became like fully fledged with the assassin, I literally just had like a stone tomahawk. This guy was like, "Hey, stranger, how are you?" I literally just went up to him, just like smacked him and just
Exactly.
killed him, and then just stole his
Guys
horse.
are nuts.
It's like Red Dead as well. Like everyone
Yeah.
died in Red Dead. Come on. All right. Mitch, what was your number 4?
My number 4 is Wolfenstein Youngblood.
Ooh.
Good call.
Good call.
I cannot wait for that. You know what? I saw that trailer and just saw like the level of violence, the music, the synth wave, just aesthetically pleasing to the eye.
You got
Yeah.
those 2 characters, BJ's daughters. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
B and
So-
J.
With the-
Oh no.
I haven't played any of the other Wolfensteins for some time. Like I haven't played it since maybe I can't remember which one I played. It was in 2009 or something like that.
Wolfenstein.
10 years.
the original, yeah.
Yeah, so this
remake.
just
Yeah.
this appealed to me so much. So I
Yeah.
was like, yep, 100% on board, gonna get it, cannot wait.
Looks awesome.
Like the executions are so insane. There's like one where she's literally like behind him, like stabbing him in the chest with a knife repeatedly. Just keeps
Yeah.
going. I'm like, oh my god.
And it looks like there's a lot of quick dashing in this as well. Like there's more mobility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
and-
because you're a girl now.
and I like the fact that it's set in the alternate 80s where, I mean,
Where
there's
it's
still has
Nazis are
high
just-
tech, like,
Yeah.
well, higher tech.
Yeah,
with
it's
their
even
crazy,
more advanced.
the crazy armor and shit that they're wearing.
Yeah, but the guns, they still, I mean, they're high tech, but like also low tech. Oh, man, it's hard to describe, but
Retrofuturism.
thank you very much.
Wow.
That is,
Good one.
I guess it's
Yeah.
not too
Good
hard
one.
to describe. Nice. Well, I mean, there's also the other one, the Cyberpilot, that's coming out as well. But
Yeah.
I think, Mitch, that's on point, bro. Very
Yeah,
good.
100%.
Yeah, tight.
Nice. Kat, what is your number 3?
My number 3 was Zelda Link's Awakening.
Nice.
Because it's so cute.
Yes, I'm keen to play this. It
Yeah.
looks adorable.
I'm keen because whilst I love Zelda, the only Zelda I've played is Breath of the Wild, and that's
Right.
where
Oh,
all my
really?
loves come from. And so, like, I just never had the opportunity to play the other Zeldas throughout my life. And I'm really, really bad at going back and playing older games, which is why I would never, ever think of going back and playing Final Fantasy VII. That is not in the cards. So now I can play the game and I don't have to deal with the sadness of going back to something old that I just can't wrap my head around it. But it looks so cute.
Yeah.
It looks
my God.
amazing. And they've got like the dungeon building part that they showed
Yeah.
at E3 as well, where you can like stack your own rooms together and get some cool little biddies out of that.
I just love how they've brought so many modern visual effects to this, like
Yeah.
what would you call it? It's not top down, is it? How would you describe this?
It's almost
not-
I don't know.
isometric style,
There's some
but not
Mario
really.
looking people
Front
in
on
this.
isometric?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
strange.
What'd you say?
I mean, the original.
And they have a couple
Sorry.
of different styles as well. Sometimes they go to like a side scroller. I saw in the trailer, like when they're
Yeah.
fishing. I saw this tweet where the guy was playing the demo at E3, and the guy who was, running it, walks up to him and watches him for a little bit and goes, wow, you really know this game, huh? Because he's just going straight through it, like following everything.
Dude, and
What? So the map and the layout is exactly the same.
must be.
Well,
the
it must be
original.
similar enough.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
It is a remake, so I assume there's probably some extra stuff and like little titty bitties, but I assume it's going to be probably very similar. I will never be able to confirm that for you though because I haven't played the original. So
Here's the thing, though, as well. I mean, just even looking at the open world gameplay, just the level of, the level of depth of field that you see there as
Yeah.
well. How in the background it's all out of focus. It looks like it's taken through like a tilt shift lens.
it does.
Like-
Like the tilt shift is right on the edges as well.
Yeah, it's very impressive to see how they've done this because it's looking from the 8-bit style of this exact game, like Link's Awakening, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you said it's on Game Boy, right?
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
the
it
DX
was,
version
yeah.
it is. Like, I think it's called Link's Awakening DX. I can't remember, but I had it as a kid.
Yeah.
And I played the heck out of it. And then even looking at this, I'm like, boy.
It just looks so cute as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
very
people say
impressed.
that this is like one of the best Zelda games as well. So
Yeah, exactly.
it'd be fun. And like you were saying, like you don't like to go back and play old games. And I could not go and play a Game Boy game all these years later. I just
way.
wouldn't be
I just
able
don't
to
have
deal
a
with
Game
the...
Boy, so that would be my first hurdle.
Yeah.
But-
even if you
but
did,
even like-
you probably wouldn't want to. Hey, like
8-bit music and everything would just grind on me, and I'd probably put it down after about 5 minutes. But this, I'm all about.
yeah, cool. Nice.
Yes, I'm pretty so hyped for it.
Sick.
Well, my number 3 game, it's spooky.
It's spooky.
It is. My number 3 game is Ghostwire Tokyo
Hell
from
yeah.
Shinji Mikami's Tango Gameworks. I think we can all agree that one of the coolest parts of E3 was Akumi Nakamura strutting her stuff and just basically taking over the internet for a little while.
Yes.
But
Yep.
we don't know too much about it other than the fact that it's spooky.
It's spooky.
A
It's an
horror
action.
themed game that involves action. It's not survival horror, so it's a little bit different. There's a lot of elements of the supernatural, and apparently it's very mysterious because, well, the majority of Tokyo has simply disappeared, leaving their clothes behind, almost like a rapture scenario, which is quite cool. And I guess you've got to try and figure out what happened and who is involved. And there's
And who's who?
who is who.
Yeah.
There's elements of conspiracy and mystery and all forms of intrigue, which is
It
going to be very
looks-
cool.
Fantastic as well. I only didn't put it in my list because it doesn't have a release date right now, and I wanted to focus on things that are a little bit closer. But I wonder, just from how good it looks as well, maybe if it's a next gen title or not.
Yeah, I wonder. I mean, as far as CG trailers go, it's going to be
Yeah.
kind of hard to tell.
Exactly.
But I see what you mean. I mean, especially if they've got no gameplay to show, there's a good chance it's going to be on
Yeah.
next gen, right?
Yeah, especially with like Xbox now being announced for like
2020.
holiday next year. You would assume PlayStation is the same, so it's probably going to be next gen. And did they even say release year, or just nothing?
No, they didn't
Yeah,
say anything.
Yeah,
They just introduced it.
it's so cool though
It
that
looks amazing. Everything about it is like shit I love.
yeah.
That ramen, man. Oh my God. Every time. Every time. Yeah, nice.
Looks really cool.
I think there's not much more we can say about this.
Because there's not much to know
Yeah.
about it.
No one knows anything other than the fact that Akumi Nakamura just wins E3.
Well, what was really cool about her was I heard an interview with someone, but she essentially worked on some other project as like an artist or something, and then is it Shinji
Mikami.
Yeah, he found her and thought she was amazing, and essentially took her in as like
His
his
protege.
apprentice. Yeah, and made her creative director of this
That's so
game.
cool.
Yeah. So what a story! I think that's awesome.
And then she got to walk out at E3. Okay, anyway, I'm going to stop talking on about that. But Elliot, what was your number 3?
My number 3 is Astral Chain.
Nice.
From Nintendo.
Yeah, well, Platinum Games, developers of Nier Automata, Bayonetta, a bunch of other like awesome action,
Wicked stuff.
like stylish action games. This just looks awesome. The whole like having this extra dimensional being attached to a chain that you fight with, and you're like both kind of intertwined with each other, just sounds awesome. This like, well, it wasn't the reveal trailer, but the trailer in the Nintendo Direct kind of alluded to a cool story where you're trying to like uncover what's going on, and also gave me vibes that maybe you can choose between one of two playable characters.
I saw that as well, and like it seems to be like some sort of rivalry or
Maybe
forced rivalry
they
between them.
There's one line where they both say it at the same time. I need to save him, or I need to save her, and or something like that.
Yeah.
And they both say it. So I wonder if I think Nier Automata is kind of like that, where you do the first playthrough as like 2B or whatever her name is, the female,
Yeah.
and then you do the second playthrough as him,
It's
and
nines.
yeah, and the color palette and like the level of detail, but it's also this weird like sort of like cartoony aesthetic. Just looks
Yeah.
great. I'm all about it. It looks really stylish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
Almost
Platinum
DMC
games
like.
certainly have a pedigree when it comes to stylish.
Hell
games.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I just wish that Scalebound game never got cancelled, because that would have
Yeah.
been sick.
Oh man, that's a whole other kettle of fish.
Yeah.
It's a whole other path to go down.
No, but it looks great. Like the gameplay looks exactly like the type of game that I love to play. So
Yeah.
I'm pretty hyped for it as well.
For sure.
I'm definitely down to clown with it. Yeah. What about you, Mitch? What was your number 3?
Mine is a very like kind of fitting theme. Just seems to be the only thing that I'm always ever interested in shooters. Mine is R6 Quarantine.
Ooh.
Yeah, right.
We didn't
Again,
get much
we
about
didn't get
that,
much.
did we?
No.
We didn't get a whole lot. We just sort of got like a mention. It's like, this is coming 2020. So
Short little CG trailer.
It'll be there.
Do you
It'll be
reckon?
there.
Do you reckon Siege will continue even while that game's out?
100%, dude.
Yeah.
No, it's not stopping anytime
I don't
soon.
think you could stop Siege if you tried.
No.
It's gonna keep going. So, for me, like I really wanted to play that game mode back when it was out on Siege. Like they were testing it out and seeing what it was like. So, pretty much what we're seeing on the TV right now. Just basically, this is what they were trialing out. If this is
wow.
what we're gonna get as an entirety of a game, count me
Do you reckon?
in. So if it's gonna be anything like we have seen from the past, I'm super excited.
Yeah.
Cannot wait.
Yeah,
Awesome.
nice.
Do you think it would well, I know you haven't played it, but does it kind of have vibes of like maybe Left 4 Dead or something like that, where it's like you're moving through a map, maybe?
Or like a defensive setup where you got to
Did
try
you
to
play
hunker
it
down.
Yeah.
whilst it was? No, you didn't.
I missed out, unfortunately.
And by the like, I know it's just a teaser, but maybe you're like on a time limit to become infected or something like that, because in the trailer where he like
Yeah, you entered stasis.
yeah, and he's like it's going up his arm. So I think that
I've seen
have promise.
in this older gameplay, the two objectives that I've seen so far: clear the area of hostiles and protect at least one charge. So,
right.
I guess there's probably going to be a variety of goals.
And I'd say
that'll be
it's
interesting.
probably not going to be exactly like that.
No,
anyway.
not
Yeah.
probably not at all. If they took it away and then spent a really long time working on it, I'd assume there's going to be probably pretty massive changes.
Definitely interested in that.
We think about it like, it's pretty much they've used Siege mechanics. Like Siege is like there's tilting, there's like so you can kind of get different angles and stuff like that,
Shooting
peeking
through
and stuff like
walls.
that. It's the mechanics for Siege are designed to be going against other players, not against
Yeah,
AI.
bit different.
Yeah. All right, Kat. What about your number 2 game?
My number 2 game, we've known about it for a little bit out in the wild, Remnant from the Ashes.
I don't remember this
Can
game
you
either.
Remind me that. Remind me of that.
I remember the name, just don't remember the actual.
That's
Yeah, we suck, huh?
This one wasn't really this wasn't one of the ones that was intended to spin you guys. Like, I totally thought you guys would know what this one is.
Oy.
It's basically spooky Souls-like is what I've seen it described as, but with guns. Anyways, so basically, if you look at the trailers, you've got a bunch of different areas that you're running through. I do believe that it's placed across a couple of different worlds or realms, as it may be. But you've got some really cool designs, really weird stuff coming through that I love from the Souls games. And it has, rumored to have, that sort of healing, stamina, difficult gameplay that Souls has. But you got guns.
Wow.
Cool.
So-
How did I miss this? What was this in a conference?
Yeah, absolutely.
Was this Microsoft?
Actually, you know what? It was. You would have missed it because it was shown inside PC gaming,
yeah.
showcase.
That'll do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the only one I haven't watched yet.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I sent you that list of videos. It's in there.
You
so
did. Cool.
No.
I mean, looking at the gameplay we're seeing here, it looks like a bit of fun.
yeah, it looks pretty cool.
Do you know who this is being made by?
Yeah, I do.
And is it coming to anything else but PC? Good chat.
Good chat. I have no idea. I have no idea. Let me look it up for you. So basically, from the trailer, what we see, we have an old lady talking about how all these roots are taking over the world, which is what I assume is the interdimensional or otherworldly thing. And it's obviously an apocalypse type scenario. Heaps of cool, dank monsters coming through, and I love all those different designs. We've got like big boy with iron underpants. We've got kids riding on a dog. You know, like heaps of different weird stuff. And I'm just, I'm super into, one, the aesthetics, two, Souls-likes. So I'm all about it.
It's very
Nice.
macabre, isn't it? Very Souls-like.
Yeah, I hope it's, very Souls-like. I want it to be hard, but also I like guns, so
So-
adding guns is good.
Who's making it?
Gunfire Games is the developer.
Fuck, what? Did they do like Darksiders?
Yeah, they did.
I swear
Absolutely.
they did Darksiders.
Yeah, they did.
God, Elliot, you are
Darksiders
so good
2
at that.
and 3.
Yeah, wow. Okay. And it is apparently coming out on all platforms.
Yes, absolutely.
That's
PlayStation
rad.
4, Xbox One, and Windows. And it's coming out really soon. I think it's coming out August 20.
Wow,
Like,
cool.
really soon. So I'm that's my number 2. Super hyped for that.
Yeah,
Sick.
cool. I'm all about it. My number 2, however, is one that wasn't announced at E3, but one that I'm like very keen for.
Mine wasn't announced at E3 either, so.
Cool. So we're on the same page.
Same with my number 2.
My number 2 is my friend Pedro.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Cannot wait. The app. Oh man, the combat looks nuts. The music style seems very cool. The ability to slow down time and dual wield and whatnot looks very, very cool. But I know it's being released by, or it's been published by Devolver Digital.
Devolves.
But I don't remember who's making it.
Neither do I. But it looks like so much fun. I love the spinning around when you're
Front flips,
just
back
firing
flips.
on both sides.
And the bananas for some reason as well. I don't
yeah,
Cool bananas.
blood everywhere.
You're right. I mean, it just looks like it's one of those trance games where you could just get utterly sucked into the action.
Yeah,
just by playing
like
it.
just in the zone.
In the zone.
Just like stuck in the zone, like
Yeah.
vagued out of the world completely and just flipping around, shooting shit.
I just
It's such a Devolver game. Like,
it?
yeah, it's so typical of Devolver.
I like how Devolver are capable of doing these incredible, like old school retro inspired style games, and then something like this, which isn't exactly retro inspired or retro like aesthetics or graphics, but it has that modern look to it, but it still has that same sort of addictive gameplay loop. So
Sure.
I kind of
Apparently
dig that. So by the way, the developer is Dead Toast Entertainment. So thank you very much for that, Kat.
You're welcome.
Who are like, I don't know if they've done anything really of note. Like, I'm sure their games are great, but then they don't even have a
what's
freaking
up, Mitch?
Wikipedia
What's
page.
that point?
so-
What's that face that you're making?
It's only a few days.
Yeah.
Oh, the 20th
comes
of
out,
June.
20th of June.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yay! That is exciting. Very nice.
Sick.
Cool, man. What was your number 2, Mr. Elliot?
Okay, so just like yours, mine was not announced here at E3, but they've kind of shown a cool new trailer, given us a release date, and given us a bunch of cool gameplay. And it's my most anticipated game for the whole year, The Outer Worlds.
I knew it was going to be that. I've already started typing.
Hot diggity daffodil.
I'm just like dying for a good RPG, you know, like it's.
Can I let you in on some hot news?
Please do.
I'm dying for it as well.
Oh,
and
it's
I'm
gonna be
so
so
hoping, given that it's coming out on Game Pass, that it's going to rocket to the Game Pass PC, which therefore bypasses the Epic Games Store's
Yes.
exclusivity.
Yeah, because no one seems to have asked that question. Like,
No one's asked it, except for me.
yeah.
And I'm still waiting. Hello?
Yeah.
Excuse me?
This is gaming journalism at its finest right here, everybody.
we need to get to the bottom of this. But I love sci-fi. I love, like, the two games that essentially it looks like is Borderlands and Mass Effect combined. And they're two of my favorite franchises of all time. And I just think, like, the comedy in this game looks great. Like, the level of
Original
RPG.
Fallout comedy.
Yeah. Well, like, even, like, sort of, well, I mean, New Vegas, I guess they made as well. the lead writers, worked on
Yeah.
the original Fallout. It just looks stunning. Like the graphics as well look great. Like for a game that, they're owned by Microsoft now, but it is being published by Private Division, who are essentially 2K's indie label, which doesn't really make any sense, but
It's coming out on all platforms, isn't it?
yeah, and they're like Microsoft had, showed it first in their conference. Like they're pushing it as the big release.
Yeah, it was their opening.
Yeah.
Just surprising to me.
Yeah, definitely.
I think they're probably very happy to have Obsidian as a first party now, and so they're just pushing it. And apparently, Obsidian own the rights to the IP. So if they want to do a sequel, which the creators said they want to make it as like a series of games, they have the rights to, which is great. So it's not going to be locked down to 2K to with. It's just some of the like the weapon customization, the armor customization, the fact that like a proper RPG should, where you put your skill points will affect every single thing in the game. Like you can tackle missions all these different ways, but certain skill points will allow you to have not only like loads of different dialogue choices, but also just different options to take missions or not even have that mission at all if you don't have certain skills. I just think
I just want to be in space.
Yeah.
I just want to like take my intelligence and turn it down to 0 and see if it happens like in Fallout, where you just start grunting at people.
There's a whole dumb section in this, right? So like, how usually there's like intelligence level, whatever, to do like, smart replies to people in conversation. You can just do a dumb run through. And it's specifically labeled dumb in the dialogue.
I cannot wait.
Could be very helpful for when someone starts questioning you about something you do know about, and you can just be like, dumb.
Yeah.
Play dumb.
And your companions will comment on it, and they'll comment like, "What the hell are you talking about?" kind of thing.
And you're just like, shut the
and you have your own ship, and you're kind of like the Normandy, which just gets me so hyped. Where you can go around and talk to your crew members, and they've each got their own room, and you can upgrade their rooms and stuff. It just looks great.
that's
Yeah.
sick.
You can.
You know a lot more about this than I do.
Elliot's all about this, isn't he?
Well, it was the Game Informer cover 2 or 3 months ago, and there was like tons of information. Now with the new walkthrough they did like in the E3 Coliseum, they kind of did a developer walkthrough, and it's so good.
That gameplay looks juicy too.
Yeah.
Looks beautiful.
Yeah, and like all the different brands kind of again reminds me of Borderlands.
I know, I love
so like some of the brands, the weapons are like real shit quality, but they're everywhere and they're cheap. And then other brands are really expensive and they last for ages, but they're just like hard to find as well. There's flaws, so if you get killed by a certain type of enemy too many times, you can choose to have a flaw, which means like these enemies or fire or robots or whatever will do more damage to you, but you get a perk if you choose to have a flaw. But you can never get rid of those flaws. So you can be a super flawed character, but you can have extra perks to kind of counteract
too
it.
flawed. I don't need
Balance.
So
God.
that is my number 2. I'm so excited for this game.
Nice.
Can I just say, like, you talking about the brands as well? Brands inside games is one of my favorite things. Like most, like, not most, but a lot of games just give you guns or they're just like, this is the pizza store. But having reoccurring brands and things like that then have like their own
Backstory or
jokes and
personality.
things like that. Exactly,
Yeah.
personalities of the brands. Man, I can't get enough of that. So I'm really excited about that as well.
And that's what the developers were saying. Like they tried to make it so these are kind of characters in the world. They are personalities because essentially corporations control this whole solar system, and it's such an integral part. So yeah, I can't wait to see
Love it.
That's
how it
awesome.
goes.
Mitch, what was your number 2?
My number 2, it's probably not going to be Kat's favourite here, but it was Breakpoint. I won't talk on it too much because we've already like
Torn it to pieces.
yeah. I mean,
It
we
looks
definitely
good.
have.
It does look good.
It looks great. And Mitch, I don't dislike it. The problem was I saw so much of it that I just got bored of looking
That's
at
what
it.
I more or less mean.
Yeah.
Not that you don't like it, but just more or less like it's already been like pretty much like Dylan said, torn to pieces. So,
But that doesn't mean we shouldn't talk about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
totally.
I want to hear your passions, Mitch.
I'm definitely hyped for it. Like it's always. So I've always played like a lot of the different Ghost Recon games. So I'm super excited to see this, and I'm keen to get into it. And actually, be another one of those single player games that I actually finish.
Single player. Isn't
Single
it not
player,
single
you
player?
actually
though?
Not just single player, you know what I mean?
I was going to say, Mitch, I'll play this with you. Like,
Yeah,
If you want a
me
friend,
too.
you've got
because
some.
I played Siege with you, and playing Siege with you is so much fun.
Exactly. So
Because
Yeah,
you taught me how to play Siege, I remember. Yeah.
The good thing about playing shooters with Mitch is that he can actually carry us, and we don't actually have to do very
Yeah,
good.
dude, he is good. Mitch is a great at shooters.
I'm
for
fully
sure.
potato at shooters. Like,
I live
I'm
and
laying down
breathe it.
cover fire,
Yeah.
and that's it. I'm not hitting anyone, all right?
You're a competitive boy. Like,
I
I
get
can't fault you at it.
so focused and so into it. I just become just absolutely not myself.
I will be your decoy. I will sacrifice myself for your kills.
With great skill comes great rage quits. I think that might be the case.
On the line of it being single player, though, I like that at the conference they announced that you're going to have AI companions now. Because when they
Yeah.
first announced it, if you were playing on your own, you didn't have a squad. And at this one, at the conference, they're like, and we listened to the fan feedback, and you're going to have AI squad members. Yeah,
Was that this one?
that was just.
Oh my
yeah.
god! Because I remember hearing that.
Yeah. So
What,
when they first
one man
announced,
versus everyone.
One
What do we
man
have for
versus
Wildlands
the
then?
What is
because
this? Far
in
Cry?
Wildlands it was, but when they first announced this, they said if you're on your own, you're on your own. But if
Yeah.
you have multiple people, you're not on your own, right? But now it's squad.
Now you've got AI if you go into the
See,
game by
I
yourself.
kind of so when I played Wildlands, I didn't like my AI teammates being there.
Yeah.
More often enough, they got in the way.
Look, AI's probably improved a little bit. I wonder if they'll have the option
You'd
to
hope.
play by yourself. Like, to be
That's
like,
what I want.
don't
I want the
no
option to
squad.
play by myself.
Yeah,
Maybe.
because Wolf mode. Hell yeah.
All the old Ghost Recons were like you're a squad. Everything you do is
They
in a
were.
squad.
So there's always been AI squads, and that's
Yeah.
the thing. So
Mitch, just load in and just pop them.
literally, like
Go.
sometimes you'd be trying to get out of somewhere quickly. You get in a helicopter, and you're like, quickly jump in. Someone's like slowly making their way.
Oh my
They're like
god!
stuck against a wall.
I hate that shit.
Oh no.
No,
So-
that's a fair.
I was kind of thrown off when she was
Fair
like,
thing.
there'll be AI, like squad companions. Everyone's like, yeah. I was like, wait, what?
Aren't there in everyone?
Why
What's
y'all
going
cheering?
on? I can't wait to see all the technology and shit because like
Yeah.
in Future Soldier it was like drones and like mad like infrared scopes. It's just awesome fun. So
I like the field of
Can't wait.
poppies that they showed off.
I like the
looked
survival
good.
aspect to it.
Yeah.
Because, like, before, like, going into, like, Bolivian, like, villages and shit, just tearing it to pieces with, like, all the weaponry you have. You're like, this is just piece of cake. Got to do it for every single day. This is kind of like, oh, shit, I'm going to die.
and you're fighting against like hardcore like
Ex-ghosts.
Yeah,
ghosts.
they say that, but I have no doubt it's going to be like fighting any other NPC in a video
Yeah, yeah.
game. You know what I mean?
We'll
Like,
find
you can call him
out.
whatever you want, and you can put John Barenthal's fucking face on the box art. It's still going to be AI that you're
You can
fighting.
bring out his dog Bam Bam.
Yeah, you can bring-
Still the
But
same
that's
guy.
The idea, though. The idea is that they're ex-ghosts, but you're still ghosts. You're still, like, hardcore as shit.
Hell
They're
yeah.
just, like, pussies now.
I'm totally going to be a female
Pussy
character
ass
as well because that looks badass.
Yeah, I mean, I'm keen to give it a go. I probably won't buy it, but I'll just go and hang out with Mitch and play it, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah, you play plus, man.
Let's get it.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh,
Let's get
yeah,
that
baby.
Stadia business happening. But I think we should all say our number one game at the same time. What do you guys think?
I'm surprised we had no other crossover, but we definitely do.
Yeah,
here.
actually, you're totally right. We didn't have any other
Yeah.
crossover. That wasn't planned. We didn't share our games with each other beforehand. Anyway,
Yeah, it worked out well.
all right. Our favorite game was
Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh shit! Talk about a big dick move.
I cannot wait for this game.
I am so excited. Like, the only thing that they could do to this game to make it better would be to have space in it.
Well,
I was going to say, you can make it better?
Ticks off every single box of my interests. Like,
I have a feeling you might go to the moon in this. So there were
That's
rumors
space?
in the
Oh my god, cat's turning red.
are you serious?
yeah. So in the original trailer, there's a shot of someone like in like a space taxi over Earth, right? So like you can see the like upper atmosphere. And I think in Cyberpunk 2020, you can go to the moon, and there's rumors that you will be able to go to the moon in this.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Elliot.
So
don't you tease me. Don't you tease my dick like that.
If I'm let down in any way, Elliot, you're getting a f***ing solid punch to the gut. Like, I'm not holding back.
You won't be let down by this game, but maybe by the moon thing.
Yeah,
but
just the moon thing.
That's what I've heard.
The direction we're going in with this, literally, I think when this releases and we're playing it and it's exactly everything we want it to be. It doesn't have any faults. It's completely like a smooth launch.
Yeah.
This will win every single award.
Yes.
Without
Right?
a doubt.
Hands down, and it'll be like a game to remember
Dude,
when
this
we're
is game
older.
of the century contender.
Yeah.
You know
Like,
how we were talking about like video game addiction?
yeah.
That's it for me.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. See
you
if
later.
this
Goodbye,
was
world.
in VR, I'd be one of those people that forgot what real life was.
Yeah.
I'd be like, no, you know what? I'd purposefully scrub it from my mind. I'm like, I don't want to come back.
I'm not going back to reality, man. It's so much fun in here.
It's exactly like they said, like, Night City has something to offer you. What promise for
We
me.
were talking before about brands, and like, dude,
Yeah.
there's going to be brands of clothing, and there's going to be the
Samurai?
fashion side of things.
And also there's like
Apparently, Samurai is the name, right? You know, Johnny Silverhand, the character played by the amazing Keanu Reeves.
Oh, yeah.
It was described as being like Johnny Silverhand is apparently dead.
Yeah.
Right? And he was a rock star who wrote music that was totally anti-establishment and anti
Did they play that
corruption thing.
his
And
song in the gameplay trailer? Was
they
that
may
his
have.
song?
And his band name was Samurai.
Yeah, there was
This is from an interview with Keanu Reeves.
yeah, IGN did it.
Yeah, exactly.
right.
Yeah.
That contextualizes things a little bit. So he's basically going to be what's assumed to be his AI companion. Because he's like, you know,
Yeah. Well,
when-
he's
Holy shit.
there's a shot in the trailer where it's really quick for like a few frames. You see
Yeah.
him
He
as like a
glitches.
hologram.
Yeah, totally.
And yeah, apparently he's like a digital ghost that follows you around for the whole
That's
game, kind of
so
thing.
f***ing, and when he picks you up, doesn't he call you Samurai as
Yeah,
well?
he
Yeah.
calls
Yeah.
you Samurai.
Yeah.
So somehow you guys are linked, right?
Yeah.
And apparently he's dead.
Am
I
I
don't know if he's
Keanu's
long dead.
like grandchild or?
Well, yeah,
Who knows?
because he was like in the Cyberpunk 2020 board game, Johnny Silverhand.
Yeah.
Which,
So-
by the way, is coming out in the special edition. If you purchase the special edition, you get
Oh.
you get the original game. How sick is that?
That is
Yeah.
actually really cool.
And what? Okay, so throughout everything we've seen about this game, there's been no kind of illusion towards what the actual storyline is about. Like, we know you're V, and we know you're like an outlaw and stuff.
Yeah.
What blew my mind is
Oh,
when I
yeah.
read like the little description of it on Steam, and it's like, you play as V, a mercenary outlaw going after a one-of-a-kind implant that is the key to immortality. That
What?
is
Nuts.
fucking mental.
How
I don't.
good is it?
And just that one line as like a teaser to
setup
what
for
you're
it.
going to be doing, I'm all in.
I am so down.
Because it's all about body modification and the ability to change any part of yourself that you want.
Yeah.
Except in this case, it's the one bio mod that lets you live forever. I love that.
Oh, and it's fucking insane. Apparently the gameplay trailer from this, like gameplay demo from this year, is really cool, and they show it like it's running on two systems at a time. And they switch between like one character who's like a brawler and it's all melee based and has a sword, and that just gets me so excited. But then they switch to a netrunner who's like hacking
Hacker,
everything.
yeah.
And I think the netrunner
Netrunner's
side
such
of
a
things,
cool name as well.
I know.
Yeah.
The netrunner side of things would be so fun. You can like hack an enemy, and if you hack them enough, like if you have high enough hacking skills and level, you
Skills
can
to pay the bills.
you can make them attack your enemies. And
Yes.
it sounds so good.
Even in that trailer, like, what was her name? Anyway, the girl, the hacker girl. In that trailer, how she was shutting V down,
yes.
as he was just about to attack.
And then he wakes up in the trash, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can see Johnny like flicker when he's
Yeah.
like waking up and first looks at him.
Yeah.
And I didn't notice that until you pointed out to me that he's ghost hologram boy, but that's chill. You know, I'm going to be my first playthrough, I'm pretty certain I'm just going to be fully cool. Like, I'm just going to put all my stats into cool. What's my class if
100%.
I'm cool? Like, what if I'm a netrunner, if I'm hacking, what's my cool class? What is that going to be called?
Rocket
I'm
Boy.
excited.
Oh, actually,
Did you know
I
how
think,
Rocket Boy is a class, or like it's a
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a class in the game, but it's
from the original.
It's a fluid
board game.
class system
Yeah.
in this, as they say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Rocket Boy is like some form of
Yeah, well, that's
descriptor.
it. From the original like board game, there are classes that you can choose, but but in this it is like free
Fluid,
form.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh man.
Man,
I'm
I
so
want to be
excited.
so f***ing futuristic gangster.
if
I was gonna say, like, I'm just trying to think of different types of like body modification weaponry I can think of that I'd like to see in this, and I actually thought of like, what's his name from Overwatch, the samurai with the
Genji.
Genji, yeah. Thinking like instead of like little shuriken stars, I have like kunai like come out of like out of my hands, or I
be
can just
cool.
like shoot them off and stuff like that.
There's
Like,
going to be loads of melee weapons as well as obviously range, like guns and shit. So
we
it'd be
haven't
cool
seen
to
much
see.
of that yet,
I
have we?
pull out an AK-47 out of my leg.
They have a couple of guns in the gameplay trailer that look sick. Like they show them off in the middle, like all the moving parts in the reloading, and they have different modes that you can
Yeah,
shoot them in.
and
which is
the-
Call them
awesome.
like
The tech weapons,
Yeah.
I
Well, you
hope
know
they
what?
have-
There's a petition at the moment going to get CD Projekt Red to do an officially licensed version of the jacket.
Is there?
Hell yeah.
And I'm going to sign it because I want to
I
buy
wanna
that
buy
jacket,
that.
and I'm only wanting it if it's got an LED around the collar.
Yeah.
and the LED lights through that, and the LED back logo because
Hell
that's
yeah.
how it is in the game.
It looks so good.
I know.
I wonder what I'm hoping for, but won't affect my liking of the game really, is I hope there's a couple like joke fun weapons in there too. Like if I could have a weapon that's in my middle finger, and if I use it by just giving people the finger and it just f***ing shoots a little bullet or some shit, I'd love that.
Those arm blades are like big
Flashes of
money.
bright
Oh,
light
they're so
stones.
good.
That is crazy. I love the use of it in the trailer because every part of those blades we've seen have been hella deadly. And
He
then
hacks
I like
that guy's
how
leg off
he like
or arm off.
basically gets torn up and like it's well the dude uses his strength to lock V up, and he's got him all twisted up in himself. And then eventually when he breaks free, oh my god, he cuts his arm off and all that. Oh, it's
I love it
beautiful.
when he just like gets both of them and just impales it through his chest. I'm like,
Yes.
Yes, it looks so
Power.
good. You want to know what is an interesting point though, boys? There is very clearly some drug use in here,
Oh yeah.
In which part?
ah, shit. Like,
like with the inhalers for.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
the hypos. Yeah.
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 Don't say it. Don't you dare
You know I'm
say
gonna
it's
say
going to
it.
get banned.
It may
Yeah.
well.
It
No.
might.
CD Projekt Red, though, they've come out and said they're incredibly confident that it won't be banned in Australia because obviously they've gotten The Witcher and other things through.
Dude, if Bioshock can have you injecting shit into your arm, these
Yeah.
guys can have people inhaling stuff from a puffer.
Look, I'm
Yeah.
going to play it whether it's banned or not. So
But yeah, apparently there's like these bad guys who are like juicers or something, and they're like they're addicted to some.
to the hypos, yeah,
juicing.
Yeah,
They show it in this 40-minute gameplay trailer.
in the first
when they go
one.
and buy the that drone off them, that
Yeah.
military.
Oh
drone.
yeah.
They're all like here, have a puff or whatever they
Yeah.
call it.
yeah. Do you
That's like a
reckon there's an addiction gameplay element in there?
Oh, I
If you
think
could use
that's-
hypos, but not.
Too often.
You
Yeah,
never
not
know.
I think that's one of the things that would get it banned in Australia, though, having the addiction part of it.
There's other games that have addiction in it, like Fallout.
It's
Yeah,
yeah.
you get addicted to what, Medex or the Radex or whatever. It's
You get
called.
addicted to
Radaway.
everything in
Every
Fallout if you
medicine.
take it too much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, right.
And then you need more of it to keep you going.
Oh.
What I heard in an interview, and that it sounds amazing. So, did you see in the trailer, like that they showed at the Xbox conference, where he's like getting into a bath of ice,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
getting
Going
ice?
into the-
So apparently, you can go into the cyberspace world, and
Oh, yeah.
and there's this woman who once 50 years ago, which I guess goes back to 2020, like the game 2020, she uploaded her consciousness to the cyberspace, and you're trying to go into cyberspace to find her by uploading your consciousness, but no one's ever come out of it. And I think that's like sounds like it's potentially just a side quest or like a quest line or something like that.
Which sounds like one of the coolest movie ideas ever.
Holy fucking shit, that'd be so fucking
Yes.
fun.
Sounds like it would be, though, also an entirely new area.
Yeah,
a new
yeah.
place to go
That's
hang
not
out.
Night
Yeah.
City.
Not just Night City, baby. I wonder if they're, we've got Night City, cyberspace, potentially the moon, which you got me hyped on. Given that, like, Night City's supposed to be so large and with its own districts, do you think it'll be mostly constrained within there, or do you think there'll be missions or side quests where you potentially leave Night City?
I don't think you'll leave Night City unless it's potentially cyberspace,
Yeah.
if that's a whole area, or if that's just mission based or something.
I
But
doubt that would be like fully explorable in the same way that
Yeah.
Night City
Yeah,
would be.
yeah,
One
just,
thing
I
we
mean-
really need to keep in mind as well is it's not just a big wide open city space, but there's a
No.
massive amount of verticality
Oh.
considering the mega buildings that they have.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
in
what I'm
this
saying. Like the
futuristic-
districts.
Yeah. And like just the fact that you could have like, I don't know the exact number, but 50-story buildings that each have
Look,
a layer of levels
Yeah.
of it.
They
It's
look
crazy.
bigger than 50 stories, and I'm certain that there's an underground layer as well.
You would probably assume, a subway of sorts.
Let me into sewers.
Yeah. In the new gameplay demo that we haven't been able to see because they're not releasing it until August or whatever to the public.
Fair.
Yeah. Apparently you're in Pacifica, which is like a rundown, like it was meant to be like paradise essentially. They got halfway through building it and just off and never finished building it. So it's like sort of slums, but like
so
half-built
cool.
buildings and like just a horrible area. Apparently that's where a lot of this demo takes place. So after seeing last year's one, which kind of took place right in the middle of the city, whatever district that's
Yeah.
called, Central or some shit, it'll be cool to see that other side of things where it's not so much just skyscrapers and shit.
I'm looking
Yeah,
forward
definitely.
to finding like the actual paradise section, given that like obviously there's so much customization you can do. I'm gonna assume you can upgrade your apartment or purchase a different apartment
have
in
to
a
be able to.
different
Yes,
part of the city.
yes.
Like I want to find the coolest spot ever.
Like GTA
or the
like,
highest
online.
spot. Where's the tallest like apartment I can have?
As you said, if you've got the absolute worst of the worst slum areas, you've got to have the absolute best of the best.
Where
Where,
the rich
where do the
kids go.
corpos live?
Yeah, and there is that. I can't remember what it's called, but yeah.
Yeah, I
And
remember
the fact
seeing
that
it
you can-
in one of the first trailers. They had like the rich girl coming out of her fancy car. There was like the palm trees, and it looked really clean.
And
So-
you even saw in that trailer as well where they're on that flight or whatever it was, and it looked
That was-
amazing. And then one of them got hacked and their brain.
That was the moon bit. That was the like.
Oh, was that on the
Yeah.
There you go.
Because it's like right above the upper atmosphere.
Yeah,
It's
no,
like
you're
that.
right
Yeah.
because you can see.
no, you're
yeah.
totally right.
Yeah,
How did
yeah.
I not notice this?
There's just been so many little droplets of information coming out over this game for such a long time that it's easy to forget those little details.
Yeah, man.
And
Oh.
like, I'm worried in some way that I'm overhyping it, but everything that comes out just seems like I'm like, surely it can't be this big. But then everything I see, I'm like, is it bigger than I thought it surely couldn't be? Or like,
Yeah.
what's happening?
It's starting to get like that, isn't it?
Oh
And I
my
have
gosh.
so much faith in CD Projekt Red.
You know,
like,
yeah,
I-
definitely.
I don't foresee them fing it up.
What
And-
gets me excited is that in this 40-minute gameplay trailer, she walks into an armory room.
Yeah.
And then, you know what? There's a lot of empty space in there, boys.
I'm gonna fill that shit up.
I cannot wait to see the amount of weapons that you can put in there.
I love just seeing like, again, going back to the brands, like seeing Karoshi and all those sorts of things just written around everywhere. I'm all about that. And also like one of the big things we haven't talked about yet that was shown in the recent trailer, Jackie's death.
Oh, yeah.
And I love how transparent
Rip.
they're been like, it's going to take as long as it takes, and things have changed, and then just full up killing your
Killing-
sidekick
Yeah.
straight away.
Because they're
Like,
replacing him with Keanu.
I'm hoping.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's kind of in your mind, though, right? I mean, I don't know. We don't know anything about it yet.
He's in my real life
look at that.
mind, that's for sure.
The room for the swords as well in the
Oh,
in the
yes.
armory. That's extremely exciting.
I'm just like, I'm so hype about literally every aspect of this game.
Another amazing thing that's just a small tidbit is female V being played by one of my favorite voice actors, Jeremy Lee, who plays Lucy from Fairy Tale. Just so excited. I always play female protagonists if I have the choice anyway, but that's gonna be awesome. I don't know who plays male V, but
But
And you don't care.
If he does the mocap and the voice, I was extremely impressed with his performance.
and with mocap, I really hope I think it's cool that it's first person. I think it's going to be super immersive, but I hope it has cutscenes like The Witcher. Like, I hope it actually, you get to see your character because you're going to spend so much time making them look cool, giving them customizing them to however you want them to look. But then if you never see them, that will be potentially a letdown. So I hope there are
Surely-
cutscenes.
I think they would be just based off the trailers and the way
Yeah.
that they've shown their level of cinematography
Yes.
in those trailers.
I
So-
agree as well. And The Witcher totally did. So
Now that
agree.
you've pointed out the space stuff, and seeing as we have these trailers running while we're talking, I just saw some posters that say like sky is no limit
Oh, really?
with like a shuttle on it, and now I'm,
Your mind is blown.
oh my gosh!
The fact that you can watch this 40-minute gameplay demo so many times and just pick out more and more detail.
Yeah, I just saw
I
a
love
dude
that.
yelling out "cancer man," and I was like, "What the hell does that mean?" But whatever.
Now I want to like hyper analyze it. Holy crap!
I'm gonna watch this like 17 more times.
I'm sure people have done that already. I'd love to watch one of those videos.
But you know what, guys? As much as we love Cyberpunk, I think we've probably talked about it enough for now.
All right,
Game of show by far again, and we haven't even seen the new gameplay.
Yeah.
I'm
I
just,
can't wait.
I am so excited.
We definitely are going to move on to the next topic of discussion this evening. And what we're going to do is go through and talk about each of our absolute favorite moments from the show or from E3 2019. Not necessarily just a game release, but it could have been something that happened in the conference. But yeah, basically one of the best moments. So Kat, I'll get you to kick it off. What was your favorite moment from the show?
Look, I had a few, but I think the one I'm gonna go with is Xbox putting up and actually going live with their Game Pass for PC, even if it's only in beta, because for a really long time, I didn't really care about Xbox or Game Pass. Wasn't really on my radar. And then Elliot talked about it literally every single day for about 4 months. And I was starting to get really fucking jelly that I couldn't play these games because I couldn't afford them and I didn't have Game Pass because I didn't have an Xbox and it was,
Yeah.
such a hurdle. And now it's on PC. And even though it doesn't have all of the games at this current point because it is in beta, I paid $1 and I've got so many games that I wanted to play and I could just go and download them right now. I am so happy for that.
And you've always been like, always, but recently you've been complaining like, I've got nothing to play. I've got no money to go and buy games. And then like $1, and then you get all of those games.
Exactly. And there's things I've wanted to play for so long. Like there's The Surge on it. We've got Mutant Year Zero on it, Astroneer. Like there's so many little and big things that I've wanted to play. And now I don't know where to begin. I've got the opposite problem. I spent so little money and I've got so much to play.
I really hope that frame of mind is in the frame of mind of a lot of, say, PC players right now, because I think that's exactly what Xbox have been pushing for probably the last 18 months, is to try and get more and more and more people onto Xbox's platform. Not necessarily just playing the console, but also that, but like people on PC. That's why they're bringing their games to Steam. They're doing PC Game Pass. They're pushing just for this platform that kind of, goes outside of just the console war, the idea of just if you have an Xbox
and man,
or a
do I hate
PS4.
console war.
Yeah, me too. I hate seeing it on Twitter, like people arguing about it. It's like, well, I've got both, and yeah, I have a preference where I choose to play all my third-party games and where I choose to play 99% of the time. But I don't hate Sony, but I love that Microsoft are going, you know what? Let's go outside of that.
So pro-consumer.
Totally.
Yes.
And it's like, of literally every subscription that I can think of that I care about, it is the most valuable.
Yeah.
Like, some of those games are $60+ and I can have them for $1 right now, and potentially like $10 in the future, or $12, whatever it's going to be in Australian. And they're adding new things all the time, and not just like adding old games that they're like, yeah, whatever, we've got our money out of this, pop it on Game Pass, but adding things as they release. Like it blows my mind how good it is. And as much as I've always been a Sony person, I've always owned PlayStation, that's just happened to be the way it is. Like I haven't made that choice because I haven't liked Microsoft over Sony or whatever.
Yeah.
But looking back and seeing their PlayStation Plus and what it provides or offers versus Xbox Game Pass, it's like, doing a little bit shit there, Sony.
Yeah, they do not compare in any capacity,
not in
do they?
any way. Like, you pay so much money for the PlayStation version, which allows you to play online and gives you 2 games a month.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
you have to go and buy them.
Yeah.
If
Yeah,
you
you
don't
can
go
choose.
and if you don't go and purposefully add them to your cart and then purchase them and go through an arbitrary process, you don't get them.
To be fair, that is what Xbox Live Gold is on the console. So I guess that's a separate subscription, but you don't need Xbox Live Gold to play online on PC.
Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty sure.
No, that's right.
So that's awesome for PC players. I don't have to. So I have 2 subscriptions. I have Gold, which gives me online play and 2 games, or 2 Xbox One games and a 360 game every month, maybe 4, something like that. And then I pay for Game Pass as well. Sure, that's 2 subscriptions. But on PC, you don't have to even do that. So you just get Game Pass. And if you get Ultimate, you get PC Game Pass, Xbox Game Pass, and Gold, and like games like Gears of War 4 Ultimate Edition 4 days early. So you
Yeah.
get all this like extra shit. It's awesome.
Yeah,
To
it's
be honest,
perfect.
it makes me wonder though if, in some way, having this Game Pass option there and the Gold Ultimate package and all that too, are we at some point going to have to start to pay for online play in PC? I think if it comes down to streaming,
I don't think so.
there might be. Well, I mean, turning into games as a service, I think they'll find ways to make their money. But
yeah, I think-
I'm just curious. I'm not saying it's going to happen.
Yeah.
but I wonder.
If Steam doesn't do it, I don't foresee anyone trying to be that bold
Yeah.
and that, let's just make PC, because PC players would erupt.
Yeah, it seems like such a hard hill to climb for a corporation. Like with PlayStation and Xbox, you don't get that choice, and they can clearly make that choice for you because they are providing what you're playing on, so they can do that. If you're playing on PC, there's so many different storefronts and ways you can
Yeah.
access a game.
Yeah.
If Steam says you have to pay us to be able to play online, but I can go buy it from a different storefront and download it directly to my computer and then just open it from there without a launcher, and I don't need to pay for online play,
Yeah.
then Steam's going to have such a hard time.
Exactly.
Plus,
Yeah.
doing that on PC is the dumbest idea anyway, because it's a PC. You can find a way around it.
And
Like,
I'm literally connected to I have a cord plugged straight into my ass, shoving internet right into my eyes. Like, you can't stop me.
yeah, like you can try, but you can't.
You're not
You can't
gonna
stop me.
no.
Yeah,
But yeah, that was my happiest announcement.
Nice.
nice. My my big moment for that was definitely, well, at least my favorite moment was definitely Akumi Nakamura
Nice.
coming out on stage, acting all cute and shit.
What a cutie.
Was that yours as well, Mitch?
No, that
No,
wasn't mine.
no. I'm surprised with your
thought-
waifu.
I mean,
Surprised you,
took that one.
weeb. No.
I took that one because Mitch said that it wasn't his number one.
Right,
so
right.
That's why. But
Nice.
mainly, oh man, when she came out, I was like, okay, cool, she's coming out, and then she just started talking. And as soon as she started coming out with like the whole "it's spooky," and then she
The
did a little
movement.
dance thing, little movement thing. She put her hand up and whatnot, and I was just like,
The
"Damn,
internet
got my
just
attention."
exploded.
Yeah, she's now the friggin' mascot for.
You know what else
Bethesda.
I really liked about it?
Of Todd Howard.
It showed that like in the current climate for consumers, you don't have to be the most professional face to achieve greatness. Like, you don't have to be up there and be like, this is my game. I've worked on it for 4 hours. You don't have to present
consumers.
Exactly. You don't have to present like you care about consumers. You can just present as a regular human being, and they're going to believe you a lot more.
Yeah.
The personality that came
Yeah.
across from just that short amount of time where she just started talking.
And with so many previously cringy moments over the years of E3, it was a breath of fresh air that
Yeah.
someone just went out there super chill and super personable. It's so
Yeah.
funny as well.
She said such a bubbly character about herself, and
Yeah.
I think that's what really got everyone's attention real quick, was just how happy she was.
And
I
It's
hope
probably what got Shinji Mikami's
Attention,
attention
yeah.
as well. Yeah.
I truly hope that it inspires more of the developers and whatever to come out and just be regular human beings, as opposed to being like, I need to read off a script. Need to make these scripted jokes that the kids will like.
Yeah.
Hashtag swag, you know? Like,
There wasn't too much of that I found in these press conferences this year. They've been worse before. I think if I had watched all of EA Play, it would have been pretty bad. But it didn't seem to be too forced, a lot of the developers that came out, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
no, I agree.
What about your favorite moment from E3? Elliot?
Okay. My favorite moment, I think, was the reveal of Lego Forza Horizon 4. I just think that was just so cool with the Lego McLaren on stage. And of course, I'm a huge Forza Horizon fan. I'm actually wearing a Forza Horizon 3 shirt right now. I just thought that was great. It had leaked beforehand, so I kind of was expecting it to happen. But I just think that was so cool. What a cool mashup of brands. Like, Lego is awesome, and after seeing some gameplay of it and the map, so the map was built in like digital Lego Builder, and it's
What?
180,000 bricks. Actual.
Oh.
And I
Why does that not sound like very many bricks? Wait, are you talking about the car or are you talking about the map? What?
no, the map. Yeah.
map.
Yeah, 180, and just the map.
As
Like,
in the whole.
the physical map you look at when you go into the map screen.
Oh.
Yeah.
I see
Sorry,
what you
not
mean
that.
now.
Sorry, that would have sounded wrong. Not the actual world.
Yeah.
But when
Not
you
the
go
track,
when you
yeah.
go into the map screen, it's 180,000
I
bricks.
love that.
But so Forza Horizon 4 has seasons. They've also got seasons in this. So they've done the map 4 times over with Lego. Just sounds like so much fun. There's a racetrack and shit on there. But yeah, that was probably just such a cool moment.
Yeah.
So, and again, like I said in our review, it was just Microsoft embracing the meme of always having a car on stage, which I'm all about because I love cars and I think like every car they have is interesting. But this was
Lego
cool.
car.
Yeah.
Bait and switch with the Lego.
And the bait and switch, with it in the shadow.
My favorite
So
part of that
great.
for sure was when like the Lego car raced by the normal
Yeah.
car and the slow motion. You see the little Lego man look out the window and wave.
Yes.
I was like, yeah.
So good. So good. I
dear.
can't wait to play it. I'll be playing
was-
it as soon as I get home tonight. It's downloaded, ready to go. I'm jumping in.
Oh, really?
Nice.
Yeah.
I would have said that was unexpected, but then after realizing what you've got on your shirt, I'm like, wait a second, that's not
I
unexpected.
love
Totally
this
an
shit.
unexpected outcome.
Awesome. What about you, Mitchell?
I was gonna say Bam Bam was my favorite.
Bam,
Bam Bam, the dog.
The dog.
Good boy.
But thinking about it a bit more, actually, my favorite bit was the Gears of War when the floor opened up and it came up to
Hell
a
yeah.
massive open
Be nice.
section. Yeah, showed us the like sort of CGI trailer for like that, see what it looks like and kind of what it could entail. I was like, hell yeah, let's do it, baby. Let's get up it. Let's shake and
do
bake.
it.
Let's rip it up.
Shake and bake.
And to confirm that electro knife,
Yeah.
that is her ultimate ability in Escape
Yeah.
as well. So
Look,
Dope.
oh,
The escape side of things, yeah.
yeah,
I can
Yeah.
definitely
Cool.
understand why that was your favorite moment. It looks so sick.
You know what? Too that like chemical weapon that bomb that he puts down, and it's like they're running away from when
Yes.
it gets into like the door's shut behind and the horde are there trying to like get through the
Clamber
door, and
through.
and he like
these face starts bubbling up, and then it like explodes. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh shit, nasty as hell.
And I think that I'm pretty sure the Venom bomb or whatever it was called. That's the whole like you get in, plant that bomb,
And then you gotta get
you Have
out.
to get
Piss
out
off.
in time,
Or
yeah.
you're gonna explode.
That's cool.
You're gonna explode.
That was
as well.
so-
It was so gruesome. I love it.
When they were doing Inside Xbox, like the following day or later that day or whatever, they were doing interviews in that hive.
Oh,
It was
really?
cool, yeah. With all
Oh, so cool.
the gross
Oh.
shit hanging down. Yeah,
I love that though.
Yeah.
So much
So good.
atmosphere.
Hell yeah.
That's awesome.
I think also, given how much we all love Cyberpunk, special mention needs to go to Keanu Reeves
Yes.
popping on stage.
I honestly thought someone was going to mention that.
Yeah.
I think
I was struggling to go either Keanu or Akumi.
that was definitely the best moment of the whole thing.
Super
Without a
Yeah.
doubt. We can all agree on that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk just killed it.
No. When they said, I think Kat, you mentioned
Yeah.
this in one of our videos.
I
That you
did.
said that like when they said it was going to be the biggest E3 ever, they were so right.
They delivered. Like
Oh,
they
man.
they probably could have hyped it up so far and still met everyone's expectations. Like
Yeah.
no one was expecting that. Also, like Keanu clearly doesn't understand video games in any way. Like when he was like trying to give the release date, he's like, "Do you guys want to know when you can the release date?" like he was clearly so confused, but so into it for the fans as
Yeah.
well. Like,
But the thing is, like, you can't bullshit gamers, right? I mean,
Yeah.
like, as soon as
Yeah.
you jump in, like, as soon as they try to pull the wool over your eyes, people immediately start talking shit on the internet.
Yeah.
But he came in there not knowing heaps about games. No one cares.
No one
cares.
and he
Keanu
fully said it
Reeves.
too. He's like, which isn't something I know that much about, but I was into good stories.
He was like,
You could tell. Obviously, like, obviously how much he knows about it. Because every time he said Cyberpunk, he's like, cyberpunk.
But at least he was hyping the
And he was
fans
like,
up,
and he was
right?
like doing his body was getting into the action and everything like that. It's kind of like,
He did it with the respect.
And
yeah.
again, that if that was really anyone else, that would have been f***ing cringe.
Dude.
Everyone just loved it. Everyone just soaked in. Like he even like with the "you're breathtaking." Like
Yeah.
that was just such. He
Can you imagine if it
dealt
was
with
The
that
Rock?
so. I don't know. I like
The
the,
Rock has got
The
some
Rock would
pretty good
probably,
cred.
he'd probably do
Yeah.
it
I'm
as
I'm
well.
just trying to think
Do
of like
well.
some other celebrity that could come out there and just absolutely balls it up. Like
Let's
what
go-
about Mark
let's go-
Wahlberg or something.
What's that guy with the really weird eyes? Steve Buscemi.
Holy if Steve Buscemi was
Are
in
you kidding
Cyberpunk,
me?
I would
Everyone
be all about it.
lose their mind. That would be like
That bug-eyed I'd love to see him in
absolutely.
Cyberpunk.
That would be so good.
Good call, Mitchell. Good call.
You.
Good call, Mitchell, yes.
Oh my god.
Cyberpunk 2078. Steve Buscemi.
Yeah, they're here first.
Oh no,
Oh,
that
damn.
was nuts.
I would pay good money to watch that.
Also, like I saw afterwards that Keanu was completely blown away, like by the audience response. Like he was not expecting that at
Wow.
all.
Yeah.
So like
The-
he must have gone into it again. Obviously, he doesn't really know much about games, but not knowing much about E3 and probably not knowing much about how much everyone loves him.
Yeah.
he's
like
com-
coming out on stage.
He's just so humble. Like
He eats
far out.
humble pie every evening. Like
I don't know. I think eating humble pie is a different.
I think
sort
it's
of,
the
I think so as well. When I started saying it, I was like, I'm saying the wrong thing.
that's so good. But oh man, I think that was without a doubt the star moment of E3. I can't wait to play Cyberpunk. That's my only point
Yeah.
of that.
Keanu's going to be my best friend.
Oh, he's gonna be my
Put me in a
Johnny
cryo
Silverhand
chamber
boy.
and don't let me out until at least next year.
April 16.
Please.
It's not soon enough. It's not soon enough.
10 months, baby.
Now that we've talked about the most appealing aspects of E3 2019, the things that really made our hearts sing, the things that really made us just so happy to be alive, let's talk about the shit. Let's talk about that Garbo stuff that we weren't stoked to be a part of.
Time to shit on everything.
Let's
That's
jump
it.
into the bin.
So, Kat, what was your bin moment of 2019 E3?
Look, we mentioned before, Mitch,
Say
about
it.
how about how Ghost Recon bored me. But that just, that wasn't shit. It was still good. I was just bored after seeing it so much.
Bam, bam.
Okay,
The
that's
bit
fair
that
enough.
shit me was actually Avengers.
Yeah.
I
was going to say this.
and I'm not shit on by it. I was just disappointed.
Disappointed. Yeah.
yeah,
yeah.
I did.
What was going on
I
with
had-
Black Widow's face?
I had higher hopes by far. Like there was I don't know. Like maybe it was just because we've been seeing so many photorealistic trailers coming out and like all this amazing CG stuff,
Yeah.
and then Avengers.
We're spoiled now, aren't we?
Yeah,
The graphics.
exactly. And I was just kind of like,
And they even dropped they even dropped that little subtext down the bottom to as like a bit of a dick swinging moment where like all of this is in-engine footage. And like
And I
that
was
is
just
not a
like-
compliment, dude.
I was like,
Fix up your faces.
oh no.
Oh man, I don't even know why I'm not keen to see Nolan North as Iron
I
Man.
know, like-
Initially, when I first heard it, I was like, sick. But then
That's
I
the
heard
only
him
thing
and
I'm
I was
excited
like,
for.
Right? No, I
no.
was the same. Like, obviously, I know 100% that they are not going to have the same voices from the movies, and yet when I hear their voices, I'm like,
They don't fit with me. I don't know. And I know it's their own take on the story, or at least
Yeah.
the characters.
and I think that's
but
going to be
not
like
enough.
it's going to be something that I'm going to have to get over, and they probably do an amazing job. Like it's probably fantastic, and I just have to get over that myself because I'm so used to it being a huge Marvel fan, like of the MCU. Getting over that will probably take some time to get
Yeah.
used to the different voices,
Yeah.
but just everything was just a little bit disappointing with it.
So I watched, when I was editing the video from Square's conference, I watched that
Praise-
trailer over and over again. It looked better every time I watched it, though.
That's called Stockholm Syndrome.
I don't know. No, it just, when I first saw it, I think this was on my list of biggest disappointments.
It's like
And
every
the
time
fa-
you see
but
a
the fa-
dead body, it's less gross, you know?
But
Like
the faces I thought were weird, but kind of everything else about it looked pretty good. And the bit where Tony and Bruce are talking like about
That bit I thought looked really good.
and it was acted really well. But again, I was let down like just by the whole presentation of it. They didn't show gameplay. They talked about it being a live service. They didn't explain what kind of game it is. There are little snippets in that trailer that are indicative of gameplay though. So like behind the back, over the shoulder kind of like combat movement and shit. But why not lead with that? Especially if there's not like it's not playable, but there is a gameplay demo being shown at E3.
Yeah.
Show some of that. I know they didn't for Cyberpunk as well, but they blew us away with just a trailer. So
And
100%.
Keanu. You know what else though? Like the original footage that we got for Avengers yonkies ago, was, from what I remembered, or at least like, you know, maybe it's like rose-colored glasses when I look back on it. It seemed very rendered, like
that was
really well rendered.
that was CG though.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
but
It's
like,
Just a CG shield and Thor's hammer, wasn't
And
it?
like
and Iron Man's glove.
Yeah.
But like
You can't compare them.
presenting that as a CG potential trailer or
It's a
teaser.
teaser versus like
Exactly,
yeah,
but
it's a
then-
big
trailer.
difference. Yeah.
Yeah, but like, if I see like a CG teaser, like for Cyberpunk, and then I saw the gameplay and it didn't look like that, like.
Oh, come on.
It's
What
just
about
like
the Elder
disappointing.
Scrolls stuff
That-
where you get something that looks
That's
like a
what I'm saying.
movie?
Exactly,
And then
but-
the gameplay is janky as
But once again, I think it's like that disparity in that we've been given so many highly rendered things, and then when they show a teaser of a highly rendered thing and then it comes out completely different, I'm just like, what?
Why are you doing that?
What?
Why can't you just try and sell us on, you know, the merits of the game and what it actually looks like,
Yeah.
as opposed to some bullshit trailer?
And what it plays like as well.
Oh, well, it's probably a lot harder to market and create video games than we give it credit for.
Yeah,
so
that's fair.
I'll give them a pass.
And it's probably great, but it was just disappointing to me.
Yeah.
It wasn't absolute shit. It wasn't like the recesses of like my toilet. Like it definitely could have been worse.
The
But it-
recesses of your... Oh, my God.
I didn't
Good
know
one.
where I was going with that sentence,
That was
but
a
I
good
had
one.
to end it.
That was a nasty one.
That was
Mum.
good.
But you know, like, I don't know. I just expected more, so it was
Fair
disappointing.
enough. All right, so Kat's not keen on Avengers.
I'm keen. I'm just disappointed.
All right. Well, my biggest disappointment from E3 2019. So the thing is, we knew it was coming. We were aware of what was going to happen. We knew that Sony wasn't going to be present. But some small part of me, some insignificant little part inside me, held out some glimmer of hope. Maybe
It was
maybe there'll be a surprise. I know it wasn't going to happen.
You were wanting it to be a prank. You're like, they're pranking me. It's full on prank. Where are the cameras? Where are the cameras?
Apparently, there are twice as many PlayStation 4s in the world, or in the wild, I should say.
In the wild.
than Xbox Ones right now. Twice as many.
Yeah. Almost
And
100 million.
the company that has the most consoles out there decided, we're going to skip E3. I'm like,
It's hubris, bro.
yeah, I guess so.
But I don't
I
think they...
see why they did it though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
they're busy in development stages for the PlayStation 5.
And
They don't have
PlayStation
much
5
to show.
games.
Exactly. They already showed off the extended gameplay trailer, or the extended trailer of
Death Stranding.
Death Stranding. Thank you. And was there anything else that they put the trailer out for before E3?
No.
And they
But
had
they did
presence.
release their specs a lot earlier as well
They
for
did.
the PlayStation
They
5.
had presence in E3 as well because Cyberpunk's going to be on PS4.
Final Fantasy VII exclusive to
It's
PS4.
n-
Exactly.
Apparently, that's not exclusive.
Or like,
Excuse me, what?
Yeah. When they first
gonna be on
announced
PS4.
when they first announced it, they said it was multi-platform.
right.
But at least PC. I don't know about Xbox, but the cover art and stuff. Same with Death Stranding. This is weird. The cover art doesn't have the only on PlayStation in the corner.
Well, Death Stranding's supposed to be coming out on PC as well.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
not
down the
Xbox.
tracks.
yeah. Final Fantasy VII though, I'm pretty sure will be multi-platform, and I think that includes Xbox.
No doubt. But the point
Yeah.
being...
At the end of
that-
the trailer, it was a giant PlayStation 4. So
The point
Yeah, yeah,
being that Sony still had presence at E3. I
Totally, yeah.
suppose. But I'm still disappointed that I didn't get to watch a press conference from PlayStation because I love their press conferences, despite the guy on the pan flute last time.
Yeah, and the weird like, let's go from one building to the other.
That
But
was dumb as hell. But still, the gameplay, I mean, they showed off like Last of Us 2 last year, which was amazing. And I don't know,
Ghost-
some small
Ghost
part
of
of me felt
Tsushima.
a pang of disappointment due to the absence of Sony at E3.
fair. It was a big change.
It was.
yeah, it was.
And it was
Quite
a
different.
hella big dick move. not showing up. Come on, they're
Next
too-
year's going to be f***ing huge.
It's gonna be hot.
They were flexing hard.
I'm gonna be so spicy next year. I'm gonna be so spiced up.
Spice Lord over here.
From what I've just quickly checked it out as well. It seems that Final Fantasy VII will be a timed exclusive.
Yeah.
And then potentially come out a couple of months later.
Yeah.
Big oof.
There you go.
Elliot, what was
I think
your-
I had Avengers as one of my biggest disappointments. No, that's
Yoinked
fine.
it.
No, I've got a real quick one. Commander Keen.
Commander not keen at
That
all.
was
Commander not keen.
bullshit. That was an abomination, right? Commander. So why not make a new Commander Keen, right? A f***ing awesome pixel platformer that kind of harkens back to one of the f***ing coolest games of the early
Ever.
90s, or ever. But no, let's turn it into this f***ing Sunday morning cartoon style mobile f***ing game that's not even a platformer.
Pay to
it has
win.
f***ing oath. Nothing to do with Commander Keen. Well, it's his kids or some bullshit. They wear the helmets, and that is the only likeness that's similar. F*** you, Bethesda. F*** you, Bethesda.
What-
What a
what-
f***ing joke. F***
you, Todd Howard.
You know,
you,
tell
Pete
him.
Hines. You f***ing lovely bastard.
you know how just before we were talking about marketing and game design is probably a lot harder than what we give it credit for. Surely though, how f***ing out of touch are you to think that to genuinely think that people want a mobile Commander Keen game, and not only that they may want that, but to put in probably a f***ing ton of money and then put that on your E3 stage. You could have just released it and just slid it in the side, and people that probably would have cared about it a little bit more because you wouldn't have f***ed up your presentation
your
with
time.
it.
And you got these awesome indie studios that are making these great pixel games like Celeste or Dead Cells or you name it.
Katana Zero.
Katana Zero, exactly. Why?
Stardew.
It wouldn't be that hard to get a studio to make a f***ing wicked Commander Keen remake.
Definitely.
And that's why I think it's such a disappointment is you bring back this name that is people loved so much and you f***ing butcher it. F***
You're
you.
going to spend the money on a Commander Keen IP. Why not spend it on what you're saying? Something
Yeah.
that the people
That would
want.
f***ing sell so well.
The thing is, you know what pisses me off the most? It's not even the gameplay or the fact that it's a mobile game. No one would name their twins Billy and Billy. You know what I mean? Billy with an IE and Billy with a Y.
Someone got lazy.
I was like, Commander Keen, right? What was the character's name? I'm too young to know. What was the main character's name in Commander Keen?
I think it was just Commander Keen.
Right. Oh, it was a kid who... Okay, you know what? Doesn't matter. Point being...
I could be completely
Don't name
wrong.
your kids the same name. That's just confusing
No.
and stupid.
Isn't that the premise of a Dr. Seuss book where they call their kid and hundreds of them come? That's kind of that you're looking for. Billy! Two of them come at you. You're just how do I differentiate you?
Basically,
Billy with a lie!
basically, though, we pretty much had a live public execution on stage for the whole world to see.
Of a
They're like,
beloved
hey,
game.
guys, it's Commander Keen. They're like, oh, shit, really? You're like, yeah. And then someone pulled out the gun and just put it to the back of the head and pulled the trigger. And we're like, oh, shit. Is that how we're starting this? Someone want to throw down? Let's f***ing do it, man.
a live public execution!
Someone f***ing testing me right now.
Oh, really?
Right. With a Y or an IE?
With a
Both.
Y. So it's Billy Blaze.
Billy Blaze. Billy was
Blaze.
Blaze when
Oh,
he
that's
named
right.
his
Blaze,
kids.
yeah.
Thanks to our researcher over
What
in
the
the
f-
corner there.
Thank
Oh.
you,
The
Tash.
game called Commander Keen.
What the hell? So we got Billy, who names his kids after himself, Billy and Billy. F***ing his wife. Oh boy.
That's why
Fucking
that's why she's not there. She left him.
Wow. Okay,
Imagine-
moving on.
Oh,
All right,
okay,
moving on.
I'll leave it.
Mitch, what was your biggest disappointment?
People can disagree with me or agree with me, whatever it may be. That's cool, man. Square Enix, period. Conference.
You know
Yeah.
what? You know what? I agree with you.
Yeah.
It was actually one of my disappointments as well.
100%.
I was watching that whole
the
thing.
entire thing I sat through, I'm like,
Same.
oh, okay. I'm just realizing how long this has gone for, and I've wasted that much time in my
And
life.
it's not Avengers o'clock yet, is it?
When they opened with Final Fantasy VII, and
The
it was
opening was great.
when they opened with that, I was like, oh my God, if they keep this up, if this quality throughout the whole conference goes on, they are winning E3.
far.
But then
That was so good. New game, continue, remake.
Remake.
Everyone's
Yeah.
like,
even that, like the trailer and then the gameplay and then like the director coming out in shorts, like it was so good at the start. And I was like, oh no, Microsoft have got some competition. No.
The rest of it.
See you later. Dragon Quest Builders 2 for 10 minutes. Just remaster and Final Fantasy everything.
Brave Exvius, Final Fantasy. I was like, no, thank you.
well, I think the bit that was the most disappointing for me about it was not that that it was shockingly bad. It just had nothing great. Like, obviously Final Fantasy VII and Avengers, but we knew they were going to be there.
Yeah.
And everything else, it was just like,
Yeah.
yeah.
And they had the hide to advertise games that were already out.
Yeah.
Like, that is such a waste of conference time. And that was Sony's slot. That's a usual time
That was
they would
the
do it.
biggest, like, that's prime slot right there.
Yeah, and they filled it full of friggin' anime games. I'm sorry. I mean, like,
Nah,
that's just
And
my
mobile
opinion.
games.
Like 100%, like a lot of the games were like old school, like sort of like graphics and stuff like that. People were like, yeah, how many of us actually enjoy that? Like,
But so many people do.
Look,
and
there-
people were
Really?
loving that conference.
Yeah.
You
No,
remember,
I'm
like,
talking
this
about,
for
like,
Asia as
It
well.
was
I
a
mean, Japan
great.
loves
A lot of the stuff that came out is big news for the people that give a shit. None of us
Huge,
give a
yeah.
shit. Like, there are a couple of things in there that I cared about, like Last Remnant. I played that, so the remaster's pretty cool. But
And like the way they
Octopath coming out, but that's already
Out, yeah.
advertised as out. So
Yeah.
like, just it's coming to Steam, and I'm pretty sure it was already on there by the time they announced it in the conference. So like, it was just
big
whatever.
Final Fantasy fans were super stoked about Final Fantasy VIII and like just the
Oh,
way
yeah,
they
yeah.
introduced it with like that certain like musical piece. Apparently that's really memorable from the game and everyone was going nuts. But again, that's not what we play. So
One
I'm
of
with
the
you, Mitch.
one of the best things that came out of that conference, which might tell you just how exciting it was for me, was Square Enix's like music going onto streaming services now. That was like one of the highlights for me. Loved it,
That's cool. That's cool.
but that's about it. Like, disappointment as a whole.
yeah. So the fact that that's only the only thing you can pull out of
Exactly
that.
right. That's what I'm
Cool, and
saying. Like,
like-
that's the top.
You've got a point, Mitch. That's very true.
That's ooh,
Monka S.
pretty much.
Just so we don't end the podcast on a low note, talking about the things that we absolutely hated, why don't we go around and maybe do a few honourable mentions? Yeah.
Sounds good.
Well,
Hell
Kat,
yeah.
I think you might have a few honourable mentions up your sleeve. What do you reckon?
My first one and my only one. I'll keep it short. I've talked a lot. Midnight Ghost Hunt.
Ooh.
That
damn.
trailer was
yeah.
amazing. That is made by one dude.
I can't believe that.
One dude.
I
And he
find
came
that
out
hard
on
to
stage and talked about it like,
It's like, so this is my game.
yeah, pretty much. But man, that game looks fun. Just like prop hunt, but the props can fight back. And then they could really fight back like
It
later
looked
on.
hilarious the way that trailer was cut as well. Like
It was
jumping between all these different props and like jumping attack, jumping to another thing and then attacking that. Looked
being able to be the
awesome.
knight and like swing your
Yes.
sword. Like, it looked like from what they showed, there's only one map, but they only I think it said sign up for the alpha. So it's
Right.
early
Still early days.
early
Is
days.
it because I know I haven't watched the PC gaming show, but I know it was sponsored by Epic. Was that Epic exclusive or was it on Steam as well? Because I'm going to assume there were a bunch of Epic exclusives
The
there.
PC one.
I
Yeah.
don't think there really
That would
was
make
a lot
sense.
of Epic exclusives. There were
Except
a
Shenmue
couple.
3.
Is that an Epic exclusive
It's going to be on PlayStation.
eventually? Or
No, it will
Straight
be
away?
on PlayStation, but on PC, Epic exclusive.
Yeah, and they had like
I'm pretty sure that was
auto
Kickstarter.
chess
I'm not
or
gonna play
something
it
as
anyway.
well.
Oh,
that
auto
was
chess.
an Epic exclusive.
Not going to play that either. That's all right.
That's like huge now, apparently, auto chess. I don't understand how that's fun, but whatever. I don't play PC.
Horses for courses, mate.
Yeah, you might.
Buddy, there's a hole for every peg.
Look, apparently, I'm reading here that they were given a $1 million Unreal Dev grant,
So it's totally Epic exclusive.
Oh.
like from Unreal.
When you
What?
say they, do you mean he?
Unreal
But
is
but
epic.
they were one of the people that were a part of that one. Like he didn't get $1 million. He got
okay.
a share of the
million.
$1 million.
With Epic own Unreal Engine.
Well, there you go. Then. So thanks for your
It's
knowledge.
epic.
Thanks for your knowledge. Maybe by the time it comes out, Epic will have some customer services and I won't be getting hacked every 2 minutes, and then I'll play it.
Cool.
I'm so.
Look, that's all I'm looking
That
for.
game looks super fun.
I
though.
just don't want to be hacked when I play, but I want to play that game. It looks so fun. That's it. That's my honorable mention.
Nice.
My honorable mention would definitely have to be the trailer for The Surge 2. Like, that was so out of nowhere.
With
at
the-
least the style of it.
The little girl in it. Like,
Yeah.
that was
And it had that
crazy.
character. It was kind of like Cyborg Ninja in a way, but with a massive techno battle axe type thing.
Yes.
That was modular. That was like a trick weapon where it was changing. And then he had that flying drone with a minigun on it. I was like, that's
Minigun.
Yeah, that was cool.
He was fighting those two dudes. He takes them down, and then boom, that giant scorpion-looking, like robot thing came out
Robot
as
Yo,
well.
I
Boss
thought
thing.
it was Doc Ock for like 2 seconds.
The Surge 2
Holy
Spider-Man.
shit.
But
No, that
now
was
I can, thanks to Xbox Game Pass on PC, I can go play that. The first
well,
one.
the first one,
The
yeah.
first one, and get hyped
The
for number
first
2.
one was apparently okay. It wasn't
Yeah.
amazing, but this one looks like they've definitely made some strides in terms of at least the world building.
And adjusting to user feedback.
Yeah, and it
He's-
looks a lot different to Dark Souls, or at least like to the first Surge game. But it is still Souls-like apparently, which is really cool.
Yeah, awesome.
Straight up just
yeah.
walking around the streets carrying an axe. Like, no one's giving a
Welcome to the future, baby. What about you, Elliot? Do you have any honorable mentions?
I sure do. I've got 2, but the first one, we might not even get into 2 of them. First one, it's got to be Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah.
That,
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, like it
haven't
didn't get in
talked
my
about
top 5, and I don't really know why, but I think Minecraft Dungeons, it was just a cool reveal. But man, I'm so keen for Fallen Order after seeing the gameplay, after hearing developers talk about kind of their inspirations from Metroid Prime and the Souls series. Just seeing that combat in action, it looks super fun. And like I said in the review as well, like I don't know if the gameplay reveal really sold it for the depth that it has. Like
Yeah.
apparently it's got like no loading screens. You just kind of get in your ship, and
you
the
go.
loading screens are hidden by your interactions on the ship. I think it's going to be huge. The fact that it's got such pedigree behind it, I'm so excited.
I fully expected it to be one of you guys' top 5, but
I'm
It's-
just now realizing
yeah.
that it didn't come up.
Yeah, weirdly.
There were too many games. There was just
They were. And it was right at the start of the conference as well. But man, I'm f***ing keen for that.
yeah, just 'cause
Customizable lightsabers. Give me that.
get me that shit.
did you have a second one as well, Elliot?
My second one was actually, again, a game we've seen quite a bit about already, but Borderlands 3. Just seeing how smooth that gameplay looks, even on console. Like, when I was watching some gameplay thing of it, and it's like super crisp, smooth traversal. Like, the fact that you can man to now, I know that's such a simple thing, especially in a shooter, but the fact that you can man to now and you've got like the abilities look cool. Even Mose's like Iron Bear mech or whatever, like the ability to change, like you can make the left left side be like a cannon or a chain gun or a rocket launcher
Yeah.
or grenade launcher, and you can customize the right one. And the level of depth, the fact that the guns are like, you can like, the reason why there's a billion guns is because guns now have like alternate firing modes, but also different stocks, different sights, different like barrels. Like it's just going to be so much fun. The loot game looks insane. Even in just the little gameplay thing I saw, there's weapons falling everywhere.
They have legs.
Yeah,
Taunts.
I love that.
yeah.
They talk shit.
They run away, so you can't collect them.
The fact that they're giving out free DLC to bridge the gap between 2 and 3, that Commander Lilith and the fight for Sanctuary,
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
for everyone who owns the game, like, sick. That's bloody awesome. Give me some of that. I can't wait to jump back into Borderlands 2, finish it, do all the DLCs, and then finally have number 3 come out, I think, September or whatever. Yeah, that's so close. Can't wait. Good stuff.
Nice. So, Mitch, do you have any honorable mentions?
Sure do. Doom Eternal. Reef
yeah.
Real. That looks hella fun.
How did we not bring that up? Oh my god.
I assumed that was going to be on Mitch's top 5, to
It's
be honest.
That gameplay was.
You asked for top
bonkers.
5. It was in the list, just didn't make the top 5.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I'm not excited
Mitch has
for
a
it.
big list.
I just want to, just anything with chainsaws in it, I love it. Just like hacking and cutting things into bits. Love executions, like literally grabbing like their own. What was it? I think there was one like he's got like a literally a blade in his like
Yeah,
arm.
yeah.
He, like decapitates things, stabs them, uses their own stuff against them, shoots them. Just yep, that's what I'm all about. Violence.
Looks
I was going to make that joke, but you made it about yourself, Mitch.
that is going to be some fun, and I'm very keen for that multiplayer mode.
Yeah,
Where you've
2v1.
got-
Asymmetric, yeah.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Can't remember what they call it. Was
Battle
it
mode.
Battle mode, right?
Battle
of course. Nice and
Yeah.
Nice and simple. Yeah.
Nice and simple. Yeah.
Hard to get
strategy. Just nothing better than being like the enemy, right?
Yeah.
That's what I love. Like again, mentioning Gears of War. Like that's what I loved about Horde, like the Horde mode, where you got to be. I think they called it Swarm actually for that one. I think it's what it was called. But you know, being the enemy, right? It's
Yeah.
so much fun to be
like
like,
in Left
the other
4 Dead
side.
2 and stuff like that as well.
Oh yeah, 100%.
That's always fun to do shit like that.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I'm glad
Wants to
that
be
they bring it
killing.
in. Yeah, man. Be them monsters.
Yeah, 100%. So that's my honorable mention though.
I'm glad you brought Doom up. That's awesome, man. But that, what a monster podcast. Hey.
100%.
Yeah,
We
good work.
didn't even touch on all of the games that were in E3 2019.
Not possible.
There's a lot more stuff that I'm
Absolute-
excited about that just can't fit in here.
100%. But of course, we're going to have more episodes each coming week. So hopefully we'll be able to fit some more stuff in there. But, in total, in my opinion, with E3, there was some great stuff. Not utterly blown away, but hey,
Yeah.
there's always next year.
Kind of soft as a conference goes overall.
Kind of soft as a
There's so much
Very
cool.
true.
Well, I wasn't hard.
There's so much cool content out in the Coliseum though that I'm just never going to get through all of it, but I'm just consuming it like it's going out of fashion.
Yeah, if only we could physically be there, we probably would have a different opinion.
Hell yeah.
Very
But-
true.
We'll
Yeah.
get there.
Yeah, we'll get there.
We will get there. But what a ride. The peaks, the troughs right there. I mean, there was the good times. We
The
cried a little bit.
Deep
We,
troughs.
we were inspired a little bit. Keanu Reeves made us smile and Bam Bam made us cry. It truly was a special time in our lives. But
Good shit.
indeed, I'm glad we did it together.
Yes. It was good times. Thank you.
Couldn't have made it without you guys.
This is it for our E3 2019 special. I'm Dylan Smith, and you can find me on Twitter at CitizenSmith14.
I'm Kat. You can find me at CapCat pretty much everywhere. So check me out.
I'm Elliot. You can find me on Twitter and YouTube as Direct Gaming. Check it out.
And I'm Mitchell Barnsley. You can find me on Twitter. We'll put it in the link there because I'm not going to say it.
But thank you so much for listening to our 2-hour-long podcast on E3 2019. From all of us here at Spawn Respawn, thanks for listening, and peace.
Bye guys.
Bye.